Recently, we put Mom into a nursing home. We had no idea the cost would be so high, and we became overwhelmed with stress, worrying about how to pay all these bills without losing all of Mom's money. That's when we called Elder Advisors. Elder Advisors helped guide us through this difficult process, all while saving us time, money, and giving us peace of mind, knowing we had a plan for Mom's hard-earned dollars. They taught us things nobody else could have. We couldn't have done it without Elder Advisors. Don't go broke in a nursing home.
All right, I have to admit, I am eager to meet this next gentleman. He is the best kept secret with Elder Advisors. Larry, I'm going to let you do the honors here, if you would.
Thank you, John. Tim Goebel is an integral part of Elder Advisors. He is our best kept secret. He's not a saint, but he has the patience of a saint. Yeah. And I'm sure when his parents sent him off to college for his journalism, communications degree, they had no idea he would be spending 2 hours a day on the phone with people. But that's what it takes, because we were talking about in the previous segment that it does take a team approach. And what people don't fully understand is, even for the families that will just sell the house Medicaid's going to get anyway, they don't understand or appreciate that even if they've spent down to that $2,000 and qualify for Medicaid, you're only half there. You've got to go through the paperwork process to prove that you're eligible for benefits. Because the state's not just going to suddenly write a check. You have to create a life story. And a lot of this is calling for Dad's pension letter from GE when he retired in 1972. Well, the state doesn't want to just have a deposit slip and a check. They need those award letters, and that's where Tim will stay on the phone for an hour to get.
Right.
Wow. So, Tim, are people amazed sometimes at exactly what is involved? Because I would think they come in pretty naive to the process. And then you go, you have no idea, but I do. I've got it.
Every day they're amazed. You know, they've tried to call these companies before. They don't like being on hold for an hour and a half. So let us handle it. You know, we'll be on hold for them, and we'll get that information. And we play a little mystery game every once in a while. Someone will get an old bank statement or stock receipt. It's from 3 or 4 years old. They don't know if they still have stock or not. We got a call, say, hey, send us an updated policy information on this, and we'll go from there.
I would be willing to bet that some of these folks really don't welcome a call from Elder Advisors, because you're looking out for your client.
Well, true, but typically we're calling on behalf of the family member, of course, and they're there. And that's the other part, is that the families, the daughter that's trying to handle, like the family we just took an application yesterday, there's 2 brothers, one local, one's in Nashville. Well, the one in Nashville's running the show. Right. And he's running up and down up and down the highway all the time, 3 hours to get up here. Well, now Tim's going to pick that up and do that. So we're always working with the family. We're just calling, we identify themselves and go through those protocols. But the brother who's trying to run a construction business in Nashville certainly doesn't have time to hang on the phone for 2 hours and then get disconnected. Right. And we don't either, but we make the time.
So, Tim, although you are no longer the best kept secret, when you try to define to your peers or when you're talking to someone on the phone exactly what you accomplish for Elder Advisors, what do you say?
Information gatherer, I guess, would be the best way. You call, you got to get.
He's doing the legwork.
Absolutely.
Do the legwork, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing the legwork that's necessary, because before Steve and Dana, McNeely Stevenson will take the file, we have to have the whole life narrative together. And that's what, I mean, honestly, you should have dirty shoes and boots, because he's in the trenches.
Yeah, in the trenches. Yeah, I don't want to diminish that. When I say legwork, I'm minimizing that. I don't want to. I want to maximize that, because I think that may be one of the most valuable things people want, is like cut to the chase.
It absolutely is, because without that, none of the rest of this is going to work. Fancy can have a buyer for the house. Denise can have her part all lined up with admittance and stuff like that. But if we don't have the documentation that Tim's collecting, then it all falls apart.
So when you have your workshops, and I do want to throw some of the workshops up on the screen if we could, please.
Thank you, John.
When you have these workshops,
thank you,
Tammy. Is the entire team there? Or at least some of these members in certain workshops, so that they can answer questions?
Yeah, Tim is there typically. Most of the team, probably the only one that isn't is Suzanne, the office manager, because she's usually covering phones. But Autumn is my executive assistant. She basically liaisons phone calls, appointments with the law firm, my schedule, Denise, and Tim and everybody else. And of course, Tim is there at registration, so they kind of start to meet Tim as well. And of course, Denise is our secret weapon.
Yeah.
Secret weapon. As a former 10-year Medicaid supervisor, baby, I think that's worthy of the moniker secret weapon.
I agree.
No one has her. We have her. And you don't, but we do.
Well, and I think you're a good identifier of talent, in that I think you saw that all of these, it's one thing to have an area of expertise, but it's another to have it when it comes to elder care.
Oh, and I defer. You know, I surround myself with top talent, as I've said many times. I want to be the dumbest person in the room. That's why I defer to the real estate, the legwork on all the paperwork, with the whole Medicaid that Denise brings to the table.
Me on television?
What was that on the television program?
No. Do you notice I didn't get any love?
No.
We'll
Was
give
that
you
Tammy
love.
Crickets? Yeah, crickets. Yeah. Tammy said stick to the script.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tammy.
Okay, so for those who are watching and they like the team approach and they like the fact that you've got all the bases covered.
Yes,
And
we try.
And it's turnkey.
Yeah.
It is, and don't get me wrong, it may not be as perfectly smooth because there's always going to be a family member who disagrees with maybe the way something's being approached. But like you said, it's business.
It is business, and you know what? And you're so true. It is still stressful. It is still tough. Even with the best of families, it is tough and it is stressful. But that's what Elder Advisors does and has and brings to the table. No one in Kentucky offers families. No one. Okay? Anybody else is given a checklist. And now Mr. Smith, you know, if Mr. Smith's in the nursing home, Mr. Smith has to get all this documentation. Ain't going to happen.
Right.
Ain't going to happen. He doesn't know where the marriage license is.
No.
Doesn't know where the birth certificate is.
No.
He didn't know how to get Social Security award letters, and he's drowning. And while he's just deer in the headlights, he's burning through $8,000 a month in a nursing home, and no one really cares. The attorney's like, well, when you get it back to me, I'll take a look at it. He's moved on to his golf appointment, and the nursing home got paid. So Mr. Johnson is drowning. So Tim is also...
Right.
No, we don't do that. You know, we're that life raft. We throw it out there. We help them navigate so they don't go broke.
That's a lot of the issue, I would think. Expedite.
It is.
Expedite, like you
Absolutely.
said. And that's what you're professionals, that's what you do.
We hit the ground running.
Okay.
A rolling stone gathers no moss.
So for those who are interested now in Elder Advisors and they don't want to go broke in a nursing home, first step, should they attend a workshop? Should they give you a call? Can they meet with one of your team of experts?
Absolutely. We have 3 offices, Salem, New Albany, and Louisville. They can always go to the website, elderadvisors.com. We certainly have workshops coming up on the 10th and 11th at the 4 Points by Sheraton and at the Hampton Inn in Clarksville, across from Outback Steakhouse. But certainly, they can always reach out to us, call us. Phone calls are returned. What a novel concept. If you call us, we return the phone call.
That's nice.
And once they become a client, they get our cell phone numbers.
Yeah, because with something this personal, and it is, like you said, and there's a lot of emotions involved, they may want to meet with you one-on-one. Maybe they don't want to attend a workshop and they have questions for you. That's available
Happens
as well.
often, absolutely. So at the workshop, it's kind of general, but in person, you know, maybe the gentleman's daughter's there. She's about 30, and she says, Larry, are you married? I'm like, well, yes, I am. But she wouldn't have said that at a workshop. And by the way, let's follow up in the last workshop, okay? Mr. John Ramsey, you know, esteemed member of the community, not Autumn, but Fancy and I have an age-appropriate business relationship. It is an age-appropriate business relationship. I know there's a little disparity on the age before. I'm almost out of therapy about it from the last show because Twitter, Facebook blew up with the little faux pas on the age. But I double-checked with my therapist and my wife, and what Fancy and I have is an age-appropriate business relationship. And I thought you need to know about that.
Appreciate that. Thanks for the clarification. You guys are a great team.
I'm having a ball.
Yeah, and I think it is good that everyone gets along, everyone's on the same page with with obviously eye on the prize, which is let's do what's best for the family.
Absolutely. Everything navigates around that.
I appreciate that.
Everything.
Tim, thank you.
Thank you.
Although you're no longer the best kept secret, you're behind the scenes getting it done.
That's right.
He gets it done.
Getting in the trenches.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Fancy, always great to see you.
Thank you, John. You too.
All right, and before we go to break here, once again, I want to put up that information on the workshops before we do. There we go. Invite everyone out if you would.
Elder Advisors Don't Go Broke in a Nursing Home, September 10th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Louisville, 6 o'clock. Tuesday, Hampton Inn, Clarksville, across from Outback Steakhouse at 10 a.m. And Larry will be there live at both locations.
All right, a winning team here. Elder Advisors Don't Go Broke in a Nursing Home. We'll be back on Wave 3 Listens.
It's gotta be R&B.
From roofs to basements, it's gotta be R&B. Our insurance claim specialists will get you everything you deserve and install your roof within 48 hours from approval. Ready for your dream kitchen? R&B usually completes the job, including custom cabinets, countertops, plumbing, tile, and flooring within 10 days from team's arrival. For a limited time, update your bathroom and get a free pedestal sink. So for everything your home needs,
It's gotta be R&B.com.
A message from attorney Michael Sullivan about disability benefits.
Did you get a policy of disability insurance through your work? And did you rest easy thinking you're protected? Now the company says you're not disabled, or they pay and then they magically heal you and cut your money off. I've been going after these insurance companies for decades. You have more rights than you know. Protect yourself and your loved ones.
Call 1-888-587-0228.
The call and the evaluation are free.
Call now.
All right, we are live, and Elder Advisors really wants to thank John Ramsey and Wade for coming in today. We had a lot of fun today, but remember, don't go broke in a nursing home. It's never too late. Don't prejudge your situation. I'm not interested in what Bob and Biff said at the coffee club in the morning because they're probably not right. It's not that late. It's never too late to protect assets so you don't go broke in a nursing home.
Fantastic.
Boom.
Good job.
Boom.
We'll see you tomorrow on Wait 3 Listens Live.